As the dust settles on the recent conclave and the world celebrates the new Pope, Pope Leo XIV, let's take a step back and look at a grim prophecy that looms over him and the Catholic Church. A prophecy that has been stirring discussions across the globe. But wait, this isn't just any prophecy. It's a prophecy of an impending doom, a prediction of the demise of the papacy itself. It's a prediction that has kept me up at night, wondering if we're living on borrowed time as far as the papacy is concerned. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into a topic that's both intriguing and unsettling. We'll talk about the last prophecy of the Pope, but before we begin, if you're as fascinated by this prophecy as I am, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Let's start with the latest developments. On March 13, 2023, the College of Cardinals gathered in a secret conclave in Vatican City to elect the successor of Pope Francis. After a two-day deliberation, they chose Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio from Argentina, who became the first American pope in history under the papal name Leo XIV. Now, this event isn't just significant because of the choice of the first American pope. It's also brought back into focus an ancient prophecy that supposedly foretells the end of the papacy. This prophecy, often referred to as the prophecy of the popes or Malachi's prophecy, is named after the 12th century saint, and it is believed that he saw visions of future popes starting from his time until the last pope, which he described as Peter the Roman. Now, if you look at the list, the prophecy seems to have been accurate in describing some popes up until the 16th century. But as you approach the last few entries, including the one that mentions Peter the Roman, things become murky. Many argue that the descriptions are so vague that they can be applied to anyone, making the prophecy a self-fulfilling prophecy or a cleverly manipulated piece of writing that changed over the years. Despite this ambiguity, the death of every pope brings fresh speculation about whether the next one will indeed be the last. And with the election of Pope Leo XIV, the spotlight is once again on this enigmatic prophecy. Could Leo XIV, with his seemingly fitting description, be the last pope as predicted? Or is the prophecy nothing but an elaborate myth? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But our exploration doesn't end here. There's another layer to this story, one that involves a dark chapter in the church's history, one that might just be more relevant than the prophecy itself. It's hard to believe that in this day and age, such atrocities could still be hidden, especially by an institution as powerful and influential as the Catholic Church. The scandal broke in 2014 when a journalist, Catherine Corliss, started digging into the history of a mother and baby home in Tuam, Ireland. This wasn't just any institution. It was a place where unmarried mothers were sent, their babies were taken away, and in many cases, the babies were put up for adoption. What Corliss uncovered was nothing short of horrifying. She found that at least 796 babies had died in this institution between 1925 and 1961. And their remains were found buried in a septic tank less than a mile from the main building. To make matters worse, it was later found that the church had tried to cover up these deaths and the true number of victims might be much higher. As the news of the Tuam scandal spread, shockwaves were sent throughout the country and beyond. People questioned how something so horrific could have happened and how the church could have kept it hidden for so long. Investigations were launched, apologies were made, but no amount of apologies could bring back those babies who were denied a proper burial or the mothers who were torn away from their children. Today, the story of Tuam serves as a reminder of one of the darkest chapters in the church's history. It raises questions about accountability, transparency, and the lengths to which an institution would go to protect its reputation. Now, here's the kicker. Both of these stories, the prophecy of the popes and the Tuam scandal, are being talked about at the same time. People are wondering if the prophecy is coming true with the new pope, and others are uncovering the painful truth about the church's past. It makes you wonder if we are seeing the beginning of the end for the Catholic Church as we know it. So what does this all mean? Are we really on the verge of losing the papacy as we know it? Or is the prophecy of Peter the Roman nothing but an unfounded legend? Well, the truth, as always, lies somewhere in the middle. The prophecy, while intriguing, is open to interpretation, and the recent change in papacy has naturally brought it back into the discussion. As for the Tuam scandal, it is a stark reminder of the church's past and a call for greater transparency and accountability in the face of such dark chapters in history. However, amidst all of this, there's a silver lining. The church, despite its flaws, is continuously striving to do better. The recent appointment of the first American Pope is a step towards greater inclusivity and representation. It's a sign of the Church's adaptability and its willingness to evolve with the times. What's even more interesting is the fact that the current Pope, Pope Francis, has been quite progressive in his approach. He's spoken out against clerical abuse, called for a more inclusive church, and even addressed the issue of homosexuality within the church, something that was almost unheard of in the past. His papacy, in many ways, marks a shift in the Church's approach to some of the most pressing issues of our time. The world of religion is dynamic and ever-evolving. And while prophecies and predictions can be fun to speculate about, it's the actions of today that truly matter. The new Pope, Pope Leo XIV, will undoubtedly face his own set of challenges, from dealing with the remnants of the Me Too movement within the Church to navigating the complexities of a changing world. Now, here's the thing. We live in a time where trust in institutions is at an all-time low. Scandals and controversies seem to be at an all-time high. It's easy to get lost in the negativity and feel like things are falling apart. But that's where we need to take a step back and focus on the bigger picture. Yes, there are problems, and yes, there are dark chapters in history that need to be uncovered and addressed. But there's also hope. There's hope in the form of progressive leaders within the Church, in the form of movements that are bringing about positive change, and in the form of everyday people who are making a difference in their own little ways. So should you be worried about the papacy ending soon? Well, maybe you should be worried about the state of the world, about the state of our society, and about the state of our collective humanity. But don't lose hope. Hope is what keeps us going in the darkest of times. Hope is what drives us to be better, to do better, and to hold those in power accountable. The Catholic Church, like any other institution, is not perfect. It has its flaws, its weaknesses, and its areas that need improvement. But it's also made up of real people, people who are trying their best to do good, to help others, and to make a difference in the world. So rather than focusing on the prophecies and predictions, let's focus on what we can do today to make tomorrow better. Let's focus on being better, kinder, and more compassionate human beings. After all, that's what the world needs more of, not fear, but love. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the prophecy of the popes and the tragic tale of Tuam. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might find interest in this topic. Remember, your subscription helps us continue producing such enlightening content. Until next time, stay curious, keep questioning, and never stop seeking the truth.